The Masters Tournament has long been considered a tradition unlike any other. The rolling hills and devious course design have been a hallmark of one of golf's most popular events, exciting players and viewers alike with its beauty and difficulty. But 2020 marked a historic year for Augusta National as the event, which is normally played in the spring, was postponed due to the coronavirus pandemic. All of a sudden, a tradition unlike any other has become a sporting event like any other at the mercy of society and its ills. The game of golf itself has been in a constant state of upheaval recently, with Tiger Woods re-entering the competitive arena and Bryson DeChambeau pushing the limits of the game to create a new style of golf that is reminiscent of Tiger when he emerged in the early 2000s. In a normal environment, fans are flocking to see their players compete, along with Dustin Johnson and Jordan Spieth, as Dustin looks to get a major win at Augusta and Spieth is looking to take back the coveted green jacket. Any normal year, the 2020 Masters would have been packed with spectators, cheering for their favorites, and ultimately flocking Tiger Woods as he stalks competitors through the Emerald Hills of Augusta. However, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the 2020 Masters was delayed 7 months, bringing the event into November with only members allowed as patrons on the golf course. The Masters event was the first event in golf to be affected by the pandemic, causing a massive shift in how golfers were competing throughout the rest of the year. Most of the summer tournament schedule was canceled and replaced with charity matches throughout the year between groups of only 4 players and no spectators. With the event coming back in November, it was the first sense of normalcy the players had gotten throughout the year, though they would have to contend with an empty venue that is normally packed and responsive to the ongoing events during a round of golf. So how would you say the coronavirus pandemic has affected you as a fan?
Well, I would really say that it's been a weird time in this past year with golf. All of your major tournaments going from mid-March all the way until mid-June were canceled and rescheduled. And even now, it's not back to normal. You don't have any fans on the course and it doesn't have the same feel. Although golf is back and so many younger kids are getting into golf, when you watch it on TV, you just don't have that same feel that it used to have. Although it is great to see guys like Phil and Tiger going out and playing with Eli Manning and Tom Brady at charity tournaments, and so much new exposure to the golf world. But that being said, the golf tournaments just don't have quite the same feel without the fans there, and I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same way.
Not only did the course have a hollow quality to it without the massive gallery, but the players had a whole new set of challenges to overcome. The course played completely different in November than it plays in the spring, leaving veterans shaking their head at shots that weren't reacting how they normally do. Amen Corner's strategic placement didn't carry any of the same weight as it normally does, as the gallery defines the playability of these holes and adds an extra element of pressure most courses don't have. The restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic made it so several key players couldn't even compete, with the world number 1 Dustin Johnson finally achieving a negative test result only days before the start of the event.
Well, starting out the year, it was like any other year. But we all quickly realized that this year is unlike anything we've ever experienced. And we're lucky to have the opportunity to have our sport continue to go. And unlike in any other sport, our sport's actually growing right now. So we've been struggling with participation and the growth of the game for a number of years. And unfortunately, this is an event and circumstances that's allowed our game to grow and flourish. But at the beginning of the year that normally we would have this tournament in April. We didn't have that opportunity, but there have been so many people who have put the work into giving us this opportunity to have this event here in November. And all of us who've been a part of it, who've been in here and been on these grounds, participating or just being involved. We're so very lucky.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely strange playing Augusta without the patrons. Even the practice rounds, because there's so many people out here during Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's been strange all week, but it's still the Masters. They're still going to put a green jacket on somebody at the end of the week. Thank you.
Following Dustin Johnson's win at Augusta in the 2020 Masters, players had to prepare for the event to come again in just 6 months, with the tournament being held at its normal time in April. In 2021, the board at Augusta National decided to allow spectators again at 50% capacity, bringing some of the authentic Masters feel back to the event. With the conclusion of the 2021 Masters, golf will continue to adapt and change with the global climate in regards to COVID-19. This historic tournament seems to be the first event for the PGA in starting to move back to normalcy in the competitive golf community, and its impact will serve to create a standard of how COVID should be handled moving into the future, much like they set the standard for the handling of the pandemic in April of last year when they postponed their tournament.